Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the Maono PD100X microphone. You're probably here because you're looking to hear a sample sound output coming from this microphone. You're on the right channel because everything that you will be hearing from me on this video will be coming from Maono PD100X. I've been testing this microphone for a while now, and instead of just a quick overview, I want to give you a full experience of the unboxing, the setup, sound test, pros and cons, and who I think this mic is really for. Alright, let's start with what's on the box. When you open it, you'll see the microphone itself, a foam windscreen, a desk stand, and a USB C cable. Pretty straightforward, but I like it that it includes everything. It means that you can just start using it without having to buy any extra gear. And it is compact, it's lightweight, and it has this cool RGB touch. And if you're into streaming and gaming, then this is perfect for you. It looks modern, it feels solid enough, and it doesn't really sound like a budget microphone. I just used an adapter that came with it so I can connect it with my existing boom arm, this one. Let's talk about the design. The body is mostly plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap. The growl is sturdy and the RGB lighting adds personality. It's small enough to fit into any desk without being in the way, but it still looks professional if you're on camera. Foam cover is basic. It does the job, but if you want a better plosive protection, you might want to add a pop filter, like this one. This is from my other Maono microphone, and this is how it would sound with the pop filter. It would just block the air that's coming from your mouth. A little extra protection for the plosive thing. I'm not gonna be using it this time because we're just focused on what you can expect, the sound output of this microphone coming from the box itself. Now, here's why the PD100X shines. You can connect two ways. A USB C, which is a plug and play. You just plug it into your computer or your laptop and you're good to go. And there's also an XLR connectivity. That's huge because most budget mics doesn't have the XLR capability but only the USB. So whether you're podcasting, streaming, or just hopping into Zoom calls, then you've got options. Alright, so let's talk about the sound. The PD100X records at 48 kHz. Your voice comes out clear and detailed. It's dynamic mic with a cardioid pickup pattern, which focuses on your voice and cuts down background noise. So mostly the audio that you will be getting from this microphone is just coming from the front. And that's actually great if your room isn't perfectly shaped for audio recording. So your voices would sound natural without that weirdy tiny tones and muffles. And it's not as rich as those high-end mics, but for the price, it's impressive. And if you want to tweak things, there's a software for a Maono called Maono Link, where you can adjust the EQ, add compression, reduce noise. And honestly, even without the software, it sounds good enough for most people. I'll drop a quick sound test here so you'll hear the difference between raw and the audio with a little EQ tweaks. So right now, I'm using the Maono Link, and the sound quality or the preset that I'm using is deep. Now, this is how it would sound like if I switched the preset to original. Sound test, 1, 2, 3. This is the original settings or the original template or preset of this Maono Link. Now, I'm gonna turn into another preset here. It's called Natural. Test 1, 2, 3. Right now, what you're hearing from me is on a natural preset from this Maono microphone or Maono Link. So I don't know I don't really know what's the difference right now because I haven't listened to it in detail. So if you notice any changes, and please let me know in the comment section below. Right now it's on the natural. Now I'm gonna set it back to the default, which is deep, and that's set back to the deep preset now. And I use the Maono EQ, the Maono Link app for those changes. I'm gonna put the link in the description below on where you can download this software. Now on the mic itself, you've got a gain knob. The knob is smooth and it's easy, and the mute button is touch sensitive. It's super handy if you need to cut your audio quickly. The headphone jack lets you listen to your voice real time, which is a lifesaver if you're streaming or recording, because you don't want to make your live without any sounds, right? You want to make your recording and make sure that the levels are good. So let's break it down. Casually, for the pros, it's easy to set up with USB. It has the XLR option for when you want to upgrade. It has the RGB lighting for style points, and it has clear audio with good noise rejection, and it's affordable. For the cons, the foam cover feels cheap. The desk stand is fine but not amazing, but you'll probably have an arm or a boom arm like this where you can just connect it to your boom arm later. But what came with it it's just like a stand where you can just put your microphone on the desk. Now the build quality, it's mostly plastic, so it's not super premium, and the audio and video calls isn't as strong as in the streaming setups. So none of these cons actually are deal breakers for me, but it's good to know. Now let's talk about the money. The PD100X usually sells for around $60 to $70 for what you're getting: dual connectivity, solid audio, and RGB lighting. That's a crazy deal. Most mics in this price range only has the USB C connectivity and doesn't have an XLR. So who I think should buy this mic? Well, if you're a gamer, a streamer, or a podcaster, just starting out, then this is perfect. It's simple, looks good, and it sounds way better than the headset mic. So if you're already running a pro setup, and it's not going to replace your $300 mic, but it's a great backup mic. And if you're on a budget, then this one is the best options out there. So my final thoughts, the Maono PD100X is a budget mic that punches above its weight actually. It's not perfect, but for the price, it's hard to beat. And if you're looking for something easy, flexible, and stylish, then this mic is worth checking it out. Alright, that's it for me today. Again, everything that you hear from me is coming from this microphone, and I hope you found this helpful. And if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in my next review. Thanks and bye.